Keith Greenfield, Director of Cricket. It was 6 months ago we were sitting in this room and you were announced as the Director of Cricket. How's it gone for the first 6 months?
Oh, hi. Morning, Tom. Yeah, been good. Been very busy, been enjoyable. Lots of miles in the car, travelling around Sussex, trying to get to meet people and get views. But yeah, it's been really, really good. Time's flown, so can't really believe it's already been 6 months, but there we are. It's been good.
So what have been the focuses for the first 6 months?
So Sussex Cricket merger in November obviously came up with a new strategy for cricket in Sussex. So the focus has been really making sure that sort of strategy comes to life. I'm responsible for a couple of the pillars in that strategy around performance and participation. So really looking at some of the stuff that's been going on in there and focusing on actually bringing that strategy to life. And there have been some priorities that we need to focus on clearly in that first 6 months.
Talk us through some of those priorities.
Okay, so as I say, I've been tasked with making sure I've looked at the two areas I'm responsible for, and a couple of the priorities that we've found, particularly on the performance element, is really looking at doing some work on enhancing the pathway and how it operates and the quality within it, and making sure it really is making a difference for both boys and girls through our system. So that's been really, really important. Some of the work that's been going on in there, we identified a little way back that actually we needed to upskill a lot of the workforce around quality and quantity of coaches we got available to us in Sussex. So there was a challenge for clubs out there because obviously they haven't got lots of money, so they can't afford to be putting lots of people through coach development or personal development. So we felt that we had to create something that would help all of the clubs in Sussex be able to upskill all of their coaches, and not just their qualified coaches. It could be a dad who does an hour with their cult section on a Friday night, putting something in place where they could all be upskilled. So we've actually been creating 6 Sussex coaching modules that will be free to all coaches and all clubs who want to put any person through, to make sure there's a sort of clear message of Sussex cricket going through the whole system, as well as obviously the formal coaching route, going through the ECB qualifications. This was something that we felt we really needed to put in to upskill the workforce out in Sussex. So as I say, there's 6 modules. They'll be operational from October. As I say, free to all the clubs. I've been out there talking to chairman, making sure they're aware of it to make sure they can upskill. We'd like going forward that every single person who's coaching in any sort of manner, or even just looking after a session, to actually come to Module 1, which is very much focused on coaching for long-term development, and actually really understanding what that means, breaking down some of the myths that are around around what you should do, and actually really get a clear message about how you should be looking at your practical applications of what that means throughout a whole sort of system, from someone who starts at 4 maybe through to someone you're coaching at 19. Those challenges that are there with that. So that's one that we really be wanting everyone to do. And then on top of that, there's another 5 modules which people can sort of hand pick and move to if that's the area where they're working in. So there'll be one module's about the first stages of player development, then more advanced stages of player sort of development. Then you've got fundamental movement. What does actual world-class village and club coaching look like? So there's these different modules that once people have done module 1 and got the base understanding of what we're trying to deliver, then they can hand pick and move in to where they're actually working. So that's been a real big part of the first 6 months. As I say, that's operational in October, so that's good. Another real big part of this first 6 months has been the project with Aldridge Cricket Academy. So looking at how we're enhancing women's and girls cricket. So obviously part of the strategy is about interaction with the local communities. So there's another announcement on phase 2 of that project next week, which is how we're going to use hubs around the county based out of that one core fundamental hub at Backer and Acker. but also the real elite bit of it, which was, you know, they've just built a £2 million indoor cricket centre. How can we maximise that and use that to its benefit, and to have that become the home of women's cricket, and then also have a standalone girls' academy and EPP programme being completely staffed and run out of there. You know, that's a significant move forward for women's and girls' cricket, and will be a real plus for our pathway going forward. And then third sort of main piece of work really what's been going on is me getting around and speaking to as many club chairmen, presidents, captains as I can, to really find out what are the issues out there for clubs, how can we best support them going forward, because it's really, really important that if we want to be clear that it's pivotal for us to be developing Sussex homegrown players to our first team, we really, really do need a strong core, well financed, well driven, focused club system, and the quality going through has to be there so our players can be challenged all the way through, but also it just keeps the whole strength in Sussex cricket. So there's some challenges ahead with making sure that, you know, because some of our clubs, I would say, are in a situation where they're struggling to survive, let alone thrive. So we've got to make sure that we go out and actually work with them to really make sure they are delivering the quality we want, because that spine of Sussex cricket has got to be really strong. So there's been a lot of visits going around, you know, a lot of chats. I managed to speak, I reckon, a message to at least about 50 of the chairman and president so far. Some of those have been visits out on Saturday, and others when some have come into Hove here. But it's been really, really nice seeing their engagement and really buy in now. Actually, I think they actually now feel they're not out there and we're not caring about them. They really feel it's a two-way thing now, and we're committed to helping them. So that's been good. And then obviously on top of that, when I've got a bit of other spare time, trying to support Davo as much as I can, you know, so he can concentrate on the performance on the pitch, which has obviously been a little bit frustrating. I haven't always played to the level we want, but it's been really, really nice seeing that focus now about understanding going forward we have to really provide our own players. So it's been really, really nice seeing, you know, Stuart Whittingham, George Garton, Harry Finch all getting in the team, getting opportunity and doing really, really well. Because as I say, you know, that's a crucial part of Sussex cricket going forward. So yeah, sort of supporting Mark in that aspect, you know, also giving him, you know, a pick up every now and then when he feels a bit down, you know, making sure that he is still focused and driving, which he is, and just trying to take off some of the things that he doesn't really need to be doing. So when I've got a bit of spare time, you know, it may be ringing an agent, it may be, you know, getting a quote for next year's pre-season tour. So it's stuff that he doesn't have to be worrying about, and I can just get to a point where I can hand it over to him and say, well, this is your option 1, option 2, option 3, and, you know, what do you want to do? So yeah, been challenging, but busy, but been really good.